What's up everybody and welcome back to another video. So today we will be doing a different video, different type of video obviously, but still related to PvP. I'll be presenting my high school level slideshow presentation, educational slideshow presentation on how to make a Doodle World PvP team and how to make a pro one, of course, yeah. Because that's why you want to check the video. But also, if you're already an expert, I might be just regurgitating information. So hopefully, you can still get something, even though it's just a tiny morsel out of this video. But yeah, like I said, disclaimer: this is only my personal experience and my opinions. So if you have other thoughts, there's the comments. And if there's any way you like to, play and it works for you and you're happy with it, then go. We don't let what I say affect your enjoyment of the game. Or And there's definitely gonna be some mistakes. Some are intentional, but some are just like, I probably haven't found it. Because I only checked this slideshow once. Like, I'm so prepared. And yeah, so we can proceed now. First of all, I'll be splitting this lesson into three parts. Based on the three different things you gotta take note of when building a team. Like the title card said, Playstyles. And there are many ways to build a team. And it's better to cater a team to a certain playstyle. Yeah, basically, when you build a team, you want to have something like a playstyle in mind that you wanna go for. So to better explain it, certain doodles and strategies can fit in playstyles, like bulky doodles with usually like recovery moves, self-healing moves are just perfect for stall and big pain. Also status inflicting moves, but while doing something like a hyper offensive team will require speedy doodles with or also doodles with wide coverage and can hit really hard. So basically, this is an example, the actual example of how a playstyle can affect the build, the team build. Here you go. This is a team I used in my latest video, and yes, it is more of an offensive playstyle. Right? You can see doodles here that can do large amount of damage and have speed. Also, good abilities. Have good abilities that can support one another. But aside from what they call making an offensive team, a team that's like stall or like a defensive team or a semi-offense team, there are also the weather playstyles. Because unlike Lumion Legacy, which is basically another the game before Doodle World, what got me into PvP in the first place before Doodle World, it has weather, in battle weather, right? And they can, like Pokemon, you can make teams based around certain weather. So if you've seen my videos, and if you didn't, go check it out if you're interested in this type of thing. I made a Sandstorm team, a team that relies on Sandstorm. Uma, the new horse evolution of Cold, gets Sandstorm and Shale. And Shale is basically when there's a Sandstorm, it creates a shield that protects Doodles from super effective moves. Basically makes those super effective moves do less. And since it has both Sandstorm and Shale, it's great for a setter and a support for the rest of the team. So and the rest of the team, picking the rest of the team, they're just made to cover for it, and having another doodle like Magma Toad, who is also an Earth type, and that means he won't get buffed by the Sandstorm. So like this something like this can really like dwindle down the health points of your opponent. Aside from Sandstorm, another weather you can use is rain, obviously. Like Malzeri has the ability Storm Surge, which basically increases its speed during the rain and can set rain itself. And so I'm not sure if water type moves are boosted in the rain. But you can tell me in the comments if you know anything. But I don't find anything in the Doodle now in the fandom page. So yeah. Not so sure. However, this is an example of just a rain team. I haven't really tested it out, so I might do it sometime. Now you have a certain playstyle you want to cater to, and yeah, playstyle in mind. You gotta have, you gotta select a bunch of doodles and assign them specific roles. I mean, at least this is what I want, what I do, and what I want when building a team. Certain doodles can provide different benefits, and they can be classified into the different categories. The most base, these are just like basic for for that PvP is. For newer ones, you need your tanks, which is defense, wall breakers, to break the an opponent's defenses. Revenge killers, when a doodle dies, it goes on field and just, it could revenge sweep, or just like, knock out the doodle that was just previously sent out. And support or utility, which can provide support or utility. Basically, let me go over some examples. For the most part, these are like obtainable examples. So if you don't have the roulette, you can still get these. But the thing about PvP is like, I guess it might be more fun with roulette doodles. Personally don't use Robux on any Robux games, but I still was able to get roulette doodles. So yeah. Anyway, here we got tanks. Moth and Mold, basically the same. One of the best. 91 magic defense, just paired with used crayons, and yeah, we got more Veil, like my favorite doodle. I really like the design, and it's also useful because it has Calm Mind, the equivalent of Calm Mind. So it can boost its magic defense and magic attack, so it can be offensive or defensive. And Glubby. So Glubby is one of the roamers and has 120 magic defense. The only problem I have with Glubby is it's a magic attacker, and it only gets physical moves as of now. Like good physical moves. From what I remember. Does it get Jam Blast? But either way, I don't think it gets its stab. So that's kind of a downside to him. And these are like magic tanks, magic defense tanks. Then you also need physical tanks. Tank those physical attackers. So we have Octonaut, high defense and strong armor as a secret ability. I personally use its secret ability. Luma has also strong armor as its regular ability, and like I said, can set up Sandstorm and Shale, which, can be good for your other teammates. Tactic with a secret ability, it decreases the damage of contact moves, so you could run that if you want. And Monologue. Monologue as of now can be obtained only by the next update, but it has 140 defense and crazy coverage, so it's one of the best tanks. Usually paired with Molten Moss from what I've observed, and yeah, but like, yeah, those are basically common tanks. And yeah, now let's proceed to the wall breaker. If tanks are tanks are basically the walls, so something that can deal a lot of damage and basically break those walls, break those tanks. A Pumpable. It has 100 base attack, yeah, it's a typeless. However, it gets routine, which is 50, which makes its stabs do 50% more. I'm not sure what the Pokemon equivalent of it is. Is it about adaptability? But I'm not so sure. So this guy gets Body Slam, an 80 base power move, and then when I multiply it by 50%, and 50 plus the 50% of 80 base power, you still gotta do math, but like, basically Body Slam just does a lot. But personally, you have to pair it with something else, because it's not, it can deal a lot of damage, but personally I just don't find it like enough sometimes. But basically, here, this guy also 100 attack, and his hidden ability, Dim Witted, I think increases physical move, increases its attacks, but it can't use support moves. I haven't used it, but I heard it's good. Gomot, one of the strongest attacks in the game, 130 base attack, and has access to its pretty strong stabs, and has priority water move, right? Like that is pretty good. Water beast, good typing. And Swapta, it gets Mark Territory and Slashing Expert as a secret ability for battle abilities. And Iron Slash will do a lot, and it gets other slashes like pretty soon, next updates. Water 2, Alright, I apologize. But basically, Water 2, hit by electric type, boost magical attack. Um, Coral Lizard, this purple lizard here. Hang on, hang on, hang on. I'm so dumb. Okay, this guy here, 120 base magic attack, and yeah, pretty good. It gets lingering poison as well. However, it doesn't get good toxic stab before the next gym badge, so currently it has no toxic stab, which is very bad, but if it gets it, it's gonna really buff it a lot. And then now Grufflin. Grufflin is an interesting case. I've also seen this guy being used a lot. It's a mixed attacker because its magic attack stat and attack stat are pretty close. And it gets access to both of its stabs, physical version and magic version. And its ability Collect Deficient does a lot. Increases food type attacks for health, or its secret ability basically applies seasoning instantly, which makes food types do more damage. So if you want to pair it with another food type, you can, and or if you just want it to do a lot of damage, it's also good. And another roamer, Malzeri. It's obtainable and it has 120 magic attack. It also gets, other support moves that we'll be talking about later. Now, basically, we'll be talking about revenge killers, but sometimes doodles are not, locked to a specific role. So, like this doodle, depending on the set you run and ability and moveset, it can be anything, like such as example, Grufflin, Swaptar, and Malzuri can be run as wall breakers, but since they have enough speed, they can also act as revenge killers, which basically just eliminates the opponent after one of the doodles have fainted, right? And other examples of revenge killers are Springling, high speed, and then its hidden ability is basically huge power. The two birds, they speed, they fast, fast. This guy is a physical and this guy is a ranged attacker. And Chronos. Chronos is not obtainable, but its hidden ability allows it to go first all the time, right? So I guess it's good if you're lucky enough in the roulette. So that's why it's just infinity here, because it outspeeds everything. But Chronos is kind of frail, so you could just, have a bulky thing and then just get rid of Chronos, I guess. Or does it have high magic defense? I don't recall, I don't really use Chronos. And now the support. I just feel like I'm talking. Okay, wait, let me catch my breath. Basically, the support is doodles with access to moves that can support your teammates, such as Swingling with item removal and entangling vines, which basically is a entry hazard which slows down your opponents. That is really good, especially when you're running offensive teams. These two poison types get lingering poison. This guy has Arsonist as an ability which can spread burns. Basically, it's very good at spreading burns and crippling magic attacks, and has Flame Shield, which basically is when hit by a magic attack, it just does damage back. Like magic is basically special attack if you didn't realize, or if you're new to the world and just play Pokemon or Lumion Legacy or whatever. And Globby gets Acid Rain, which basically turns poison into disease, which is badly poison in Pokemon. Then, these three guys, and mostly any other one with status applying moves, like applying sleep, anger, which makes the opponent move to random, curse, burn, but for ranged attacks, sleep spores, poison spores, and static spores. Any doodle with this can, be good. However, they have a lower accuracy, so if you want to rely on RNG, go. And like I said, Malzuri gets access to support moves such as Rain Setup and Crystal Wall, which is light screen, and Bubble Shield, which is Flame Shield, but for physical attackers. And yeah, here we got Bengalux. I mean, Bengalux is not that good actually because it is a pre-evolution. However, offensively, it gets some good support like Taser, Disarm, and can set up Rain. Personally, I don't really use it over a Voltage Shot or Shocker 2, which are better electric types. However, once it evolves, it's gonna be pretty interesting to use. Okay. So I hope you can catch up with this. And now we're in the final chapter, the final, what do you call that? Basically, we have to make sure one doodle won't sweep our entire team. I'm looking at you, Monologue, with your crazy coverage and bulk. Basically, the most important step in building a team is build based on a type chart. The type chart is so big I cannot fit it here. So here we'll take a trip to the Doodle World wiki. Basically, this is the type charts. You could just, talk about it, read it on your own. But basically, you need to make sure your doodles cover the weaknesses of other doodles, and make sure you don't have too many shared weaknesses and type overlaps. Right? I mean, it's okay to have type overlaps as long as you can deal with the weaknesses, and if it's part of like a gimmick what you're doing, like with Sandstorm, you can have multiple earth types, definitely it's alright. Just make sure you can deal with the weaknesses and support the other doodles well. And, the main thing in understanding team building is, get experience. You can build a team and it will look good on paper, however, excuse me, I'm so sorry. May be different on field, and it can also help you learn the issues with your team. Does one doodle just have the right amount of coverage to just sweep your entire team, or if you're lacking offensive power, defensive power, or you need more items, equipments, whatever. Just make sure to understand why you lost and move on. Go forward and grow. Life lessons with me. Let's go. Now, okay, class, let's have a review, right? It's like a teacher. I know, I'm a teacher, right? Yeah, it's not like I'm the teacher. Okay. Basically, the review is we'll be having a short quiz on what we just discussed. Alright, guys? So, like from before, we have this team. If you see the other video, this team is actually not bad, and it's built with offense, and I want this team to have an aggressive playstyle, deal a lot of damage, and just mow with their opponents. And how I basically build this team is assign the roles, which are basically Gomod as a wall breaker and Auto-Chan as a wall breaker. I like to have a physical wall breaker and a ranged wall breaker, so we can deal with physical and ranged tanks. And then Auto-Chan also has conductor, like I said, with Shocker 2, which is a good swap into Gomod because Gomod is too electric. More on that later. Then we have two revenge killers actually on its team, Poptar and Grufflin. However, Grufflin does get access to support moves like Sylphid, and it gets seasoning. It's not particularly good in this team because it's only one food type. However, I wish to pair it with the new food doodle coming with the next update. Like, man, this is exciting. So probably when this is uploaded, it might be almost already updated. Now we have a magic tank and physical tank. Although they're bulky, they're not just bulk, right? They do have recovery. However, tanks have cannons, and if you have a bulky enough doodle that can do a lot of damage, it can stay in the field for long and just take out a few things. Yeah. And type-wise, this is built around Gomod. Water Beast is a great offensive typing, however it does have a Fortress weakness. This is basically the type coverage of Gomod. As you can see, 4 times weakness to Spark, like I said, and Auto-Chan is immune to Spark, plus it increases its magical attack. Same with Magmatoad, Earth type immune to Spark. So that's pretty good since Swaptar is also weak to Spark, and I think Grufflin. Okay. So it's also weak to Plant because of its water typing. So we have Air type and a Fire type to deal with that. Oh wait, oh no, oh sorry. Okay, the recording stopped again, but basically, aside to deal with plant types, Gormod also has poison coverage, and then we basically can hit plant types a lot because plant types has a lot of weaknesses. It's also weak to mine, so we've got Molvale since it's immune to dark mine type attacks. It's weak to poison, so we have Magnetot, which is an earth type, and Swaptar, which is immune to poison. By the way, because Doodle's type chart, because of Doodle's type chart, this game has a lot of immunities, right? A lot of these types have immunities. So yeah, the gist is make sure you recognize the threats and weaknesses and make sure your team can cover for one another. This team probably is, this team I guess is probably one of my better team builds, if I do say so myself, but I'm not really sure. You could, just tell me your opinion if you see a potential threat in my strategies, and check out the original video if you're interested. And basically that's all, class. Check my channel, please. I've got PvP content. Yes, yeah, subscribe. But yeah, basically that's the whole gist of the things. I hope you learned something, even just like the smallest crumbs or whatever. But yep, see you next time. Goodbye.